Hello everybody, welcome back to Being the Odds. It is Thursday, January 2nd, 2025. We are back with our best bets of the day. If you're new to the channel, my name is Zach and welcome to Being the Odds. Let's recap yesterday's results. So yesterday went 1-1. We had a under in the Notre Dame game, but obviously that game's today. But we had the over 51.5 Texas ASU. What a cover, what a win. Absolutely love to see it. And we had Oregon +3. And low-key, I said this on the video, the sharp money was on Ohio State the whole time. And the moment I watched, by drive 2, I was like, oh, we're toast. Like, it's over with. I mean, Ohio State's the real deal. I will give them serious credit. I don't like Ohio State very much, but holy shit, they are good. But you know what? 1-on-1's not the end of the world. We have a big day today for you guys, though, on the channel. We have 7 picks you guys here today. I have 2 college football plays, one of which being on the college football playoff. I have an NBA play, 2 college basketball plays, and 2 NHL plays for you guys here today that we are rolling with here. But if you're new to the channel, haven't already, hit that subscribe button, like the video, and notification bell so you never miss a pick. We're after 15,000 subscribers, so excited to have you all here. Let's go win together today. Let's go make some money. So let's jump into play number 1, which I'm going to start with is going to be the under 45.5 Georgia and Notre Dame. I said this play yesterday, but I'm doubling down on it today. I went and did more research just to make sure, because the sharp money is heavy on the under today, which I like to look at in particular. But when you actually look at stats, Notre Dame is 3rd in the country in points per game allowed. They only average 13 points. They only allow 13.6 points per game. That's an absolutely awesome defense. Georgia only allows 20 points per game. They're like 30th in points allowed, but there's 138 teams, so we'll take that all day long. And here's the thing, Georgia's playing their backup quarterback, Gunnar Stockton. He's not nearly as good of a thrower as Carson Beck, but he's a way better runner, which means they're going to run him more, which means, again, what's going to end up happening is that clock's is going to run and run and run. Riley Leonard is almost a mirror image of the dude, where he's, I think, a slightly more capable passer, but they do quarterback run probably 8, 9, 10 times a game in Notre Dame, so the clock is going to run like crazy. The sharps are heavy on the under. They have 1 extra day to prepare. Kind of obviously a weird situation as to why the game got moved, but I like the under 45.5 Georgia and Notre Dame. I think this game's a tight one, but a low scoring one. Next, we're going with Duke and Ole Miss. That game, the bowl game, I'm forgetting what the bowl game's called. But we're going with Duke team total under 17.5 versus Ole Miss. Duke's going to miss their quarterback, Malik Murphy. And I'm not sure how much Duke football everybody watched last year. But the thing about this Duke team, they are trash on offense outside of Malik Murphy. They don't have the weapons. They don't have the guys to be able to compete with any team that's like outside the ACC. They just don't. And Ole Miss is 4th in points per game allowed, and they have no opt-outs on defense at all, as I'm recording this anyway. And Duke, like I said, missing Malik Murphy is a big deal, and I don't think you did very good without it. Right now, the sharps are on the under for the game, which I would also be looking at. However, I'm afraid that Ole Miss is going to put up like 45 points, and the total is like 51.5. So I love Duke team total under 17.5 here versus Ole Miss. I don't think they're really going to move the ball against a really, really solid Ole Miss defense, and they're just not a good team, man, right now. I mean, they can be good. They have their guy coming in, Mensa from Tulane's coming to Duke, which is going to be huge for them. However, when you're looking at Duke here, I don't like them getting over this number, especially with no quarterback. So give me Duke team total under 17.5. We'll get back to the picks in just 1 second, guys, but I just want to let y'all know we have 4 members only best bets today on our membership. You become a member at zdmbets.com/picks. The picks that we have are the side for the college football playoff game that I love this side. We also have an NBA play that I love, college basketball, and NHL. You can install zdmbets.com/picks. Website is linked in the pinned comment below. Now let's get back to the picks. Next, we're rolling with the Celtics, -3.5 versus the T-Wolves. I don't trust the T-Wolves at all. They can't guard any of the Celtics shooters. And again, they do have some good perimeter defenders, but just given that like literally every single player on the Celtics team can shoot, that's going to be a major problem for them. On top of that, they have plenty of guys who can guard Anthony Edwards, because the biggest difference here is that, the more I think about it, the T-Wolves absolutely can guard the Celtics in a way, but they have no ability to be able to score outside of Anthony Edwards, in my opinion. Julius Randle's fine. DiVincenzo's a good 3-point shooter, but Jay McDaniels is a good defender, but he can't shoot. Rudy Gobert is a rim runner, and that's about it. And by the way, on the defensive end, if Horford just picks, like if they're out on a high pick and roll with Rudy Gobert, they're going to put him in the torture chamber, because Rudy Gobert is not a good pick and roll defender. He's a good shot blocker. That's about it. I love the Celtics here minus 3.5. I think they win this game by a lot. Even the Celtics minus 3.5 versus T-Wolves here today. Next, we're going Minnesota plus 5.5 versus Purdue. Purdue losing Zach Edey obviously is a major deal. He's the best player in college basketball. However, the thing is that Minnesota has improved a lot during the transfer portal. And when you look at these, when you watch Minnesota Purdue last year a lot, where Purdue killed them was kick it to Edey, they double Edey, they kick it out to a three-point shooter shoots, and they make it. That's how it goes. They can't do that right now. They don't have the major size advantage over Minnesota. And Purdue without Edey, they just feature a bunch of Jags, and that means just a guy, for those of you guys who don't know what those are. And really, I mean, I like Fletcher Lawyer. I don't really like Braden Smith very much. I think everyone loves him. I don't get it. I really don't see it. I don't get it at all. I think he makes a lot of really stupid decisions. He has some good plays, but he makes a lot of really stupid decisions. And they have a bunch of dudes who are just spot up three-point shooters, but the problem is they don't have the guy to kick it down to kick it back out to him. I think Minnesota keeps this game close. The sharp money is all over Minnesota today, and I mean all over it. If you look at the split on it, as I'm recording this right now, the split on this game, Minnesota, let's look real quick. Yeah, it's 12% of the best, 25% of the money. I mean, that's a very, very strong split for Minnesota. I love them here. I think they keep this game really close. Give me Minnesota plus 5.5 versus Purdue. Next, I'm rolling with FAU plus 3.5 versus Memphis. This game feels like what this feels like to me straight up for the Memphis and FAU is like what happened with the UVA game for Memphis. Where they get jumped on early. They're also like on the road, so they're gonna have to. By the way, it all coming off a huge win. They played against Ole Miss and they killed them. By the way, guess who had Memphis in that game? We did. Us and our members had it. By the way, members only best bet killed that one. But they're coming off a big win. They're playing a competent team at FAU, and this really again the FAU jumps on them early. Like they get up 10, 12, 15 points. And then Memphis comes back and wins on a last-second buzzer beater. They win by like 2 or 3 points. That's what's going to happen. And FAU should be able to cover that 3.5 game. I think they can win the game outright. They're definitely a live dog. Give me an FAU plus 3.5. Again, this is all about the spot. That's the biggest thing. This is all about the spot here because FAU they are up for this game. Memphis just played Ole Miss and murdered them. And again, I think this is a letdown spot for Memphis. FAU is going to be up. Give me FAU plus 3.5 versus Memphis. Next, we jump to the NHL, like the over 6.5, Detroit and Columbus. This game's the Columbus is an over team. That's just what they are. And Detroit has been more of an over team this year than they were last year. Give me the over 6.5, Columbus and Detroit. And the sharp money is all over the over as well. And I like the over 5.5, New York Islanders and the Leafs. I like this a lot. The Leafs have 3 lines that can score a lot of goals. The 4th line's fine, but the 3 lines that can score a lot of goals. And the Islanders this year have actually been more of a scoring team than they were last year because last year they were just automatic under. Just if you saw the Islanders, just bet the under and you're going to be in really good shape. This time around, they're actually scoring a good amount. And I think this game goes way over. I get 5.5 instead of 6.5 is a big deal too. So I'm going to take that here. Now, I might be adding a player or two a little bit later. If I do, I'll post it on my Twitter. My Twitter is linked in the description below, as well as our members. You'll get those texted to you, and also I'll post that in the pinned comment below. So make sure you're checking it out. I'll probably be adding a little bit more into the NBA or college basketball today. So again, make sure y'all check that out. But guys, let's go lock in those picks. Let's go win together. Let's go make some money. I'll see you all tomorrow.